Welcome back to BFF, Books, Fix, and Friendship, where chaos leads, plot twists follow. I'm Cal,
I'm Meg.
I'm Kiera.
and today we're going to be doing some fun bookish related brackets, a la March Madness style.
Even though it's April.
Yeah. Technically, the tournament's still going on, so we still have time.
Valid.
Kiera did not finish hers, so we're about to finish hers right now.
I don't even remember what I put on mine.
Well, we're all about to get a refresher. Okay, you said Hermione.
Yes.
Okay, Nesta or Violet?
Nesta. I think
Yeah.
Violet's kind of annoying.
The correct response, actually, guys.
You cannot say too much. I have not read Fourth Wing. I literally had to scroll past an Onyx Storm like music-based TikTok earlier.
Oh man.
Violet is not bad. She's just not Nesta. There's like
And I still haven't read Silver
Yeah.
Flames, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Tonks or Arya Stark.
I'm gonna go with Arya Stark.
That was a hard one for me.
Yeah, I thought it would be. They're kind of both like really strong female characters. Okay, and then Feyre or Lara Jean.
Farah. Why did I not think of this when I was filling out all of my... What's wrong with me?
Nothing
Hermione
is
or
wrong.
Nesta?
You make it look so easy. Nesta.
Hell yeah. I don't remember if I picked Nesta over Hermione now that I say that. Arya or Feyre?
I'm gonna go Arya.
That's valid.
Yeah.
I never finished Game of Thrones or watched or read the books, but like that's valid.
I already know
I
your
love
answer.
her.
Nesta or Arya?
Nesta.
I knew it. I knew it.
Listen. That oldest sister trauma.
I feel it. All right, Luna or Sansa?
Luna.
Danica or Rihanna?
Danica.
I'm so excited
have-
to get a refresher on those books.
Moore or Katniss?
I don't know. Moore is so shady, but I'm gonna go Moore.
Okay, Selena or America Singer? I already know. I'm not even.
Selena.
Selena or Moore?
Selena.
I already know. Selena's just making it all the way to the end, right? Like, we could just go ahead and duplicate it again, and here we go. And then Luna or Danica?
Luna.
Luna. And then Selena or Nesta?
I'm gonna go Nesta.
Oh, interesting. Interesting. Okay, and then fanfic Dracos.
I will say this was the
Oh, I
hardest
didn't do
for
this
me.
one.
No, I had
No,
to
you
step
didn't.
away. When I filled
This
mine
one
out,
was
I had to-
I left some
Hard.
fun little notes on the ones that I did fill out.
I know, I saw. I did see. I did see that one. Okay, so Measure of a Man or Secrets and Masks?
Jesus Christ. Okay. Measure man.
From the get-go, this one was hard. I was like there's no way to pair these up that it was like a easy choice. God of War or Bring Him to His Knees?
I actually haven't read God of War yet, so I'm gonna go bring him to his knees.
Oh, I need
I
you
had
to.
the same reasoning. I know I need to,
Both
but
to.
Auction or Mother Unknown?
Those are so violently different.
That's why it's fun.
Daddy Draco or Daddy Draco? I'm gonna go auction.
Yeah.
So say you already did one Daddy Draco, so
Detrique or I feel like it's just Detrique, right? Like it doesn't even matter.
I haven't finished
It doesn't
that.
even matter.
I gotta finish that. I haven't finished that yet.
I have to
I was
read
just
it. I
looking
haven't
back
even
through my
started.
quotes today from it.
Okay, Manacled or Season Pass to This Ass?
Again, violently different.
I know. Both great. Like, fantastic. But, like, so different. Okay.
Manacled.
Oh,
Nice.
what?
Okay. I have to, like, remember what the acronyms are. I forget.
Is that it's so tiny for me? Is that
It's-
love and other historical accidents?
Love and
Yes.
Other Historical Accidents.
Okay.
And then Remain Nameless is the other one.
I'm gonna do remain nameless.
Remain Nameless. Okay. Bloody, Slutty, Pathetic or From Wiltshire with Love?
Bloody, slutty, and pathetic.
Yeah.
I love that Draco.
I know. And then Perfectly in Pieces or Draco Malfoy and the Mortifying Ordeal of Being in Love, aka
Draco's so
Batmobile.
good.
Now do you see the struggle I had?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Pip.
This was like, some of these were kind of easy because I like haven't read them yet. So I was like, oh, like just this one. And then others I was like, fuck, why did I do this to myself? Okay.
Yeah.
Measure of a Man or Bring Him to His Knees?
Measure of Man.
Nice. Auction or Detrique?
Oh, Jesus. Okay. I'm gonna go with the auction just because Detrique doesn't like. It's mostly focused on Hermione, you know? It's like,
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, and then Measure of a Man or Auction?
they're so different.
Yes.
I'm gonna go Measure of a Man.
Nice, nice. Okay. Manacled or Remain Nameless?
Manacled.
I love seeing the struggle cross her face though.
Yes. Bloody, Slutty, Pathetic or Perfectly in Pieces?
I'm gonna go Bloody, Slutty, and Pathetic Draco. I
He
I
is
love
a
him
very
desperate.
nice Drake. I mean, that
I
does
love
track
how that
very-
one comment fit exactly what I said earlier.
Yes. Manacled or Bloody, Slutty, Pathetic?
Bloody, Slutty, and Pathetic.
And then Bloody, Slutty, and Pathetic or Measure of a Man?
So hard. Bloody, Slutty, and Pathetic.
Nice. All right. Okay. So that's fairies completed. So we'll go from the top and we'll talk about our favorite trad published authors first, and we'll kind of go through like our reasoning on them. So if Fairy, you want to kick us off with those.
I love that you called her Fairy.
Oh, true. I use it so interchangeably of like Kiera and Fairy that I forget like some people
I
don't
know.
know.
I do the same with you with Semper Kellen. I go back and forth.
No, I just call her Simper. Like, Tegan gets so mad at me
Yeah.
because I'll call her Kellen. She'll go, "Who?" I was like, "Your Aunt Simper." She goes, "Oh, don't call her Kellen.
Yeah.
Her name's Simper."
It's okay. Like my family all calls me it too, so like it's actually weirder when people call me Kel or Kellen because I'm
Yeah.
like, huh? Who? Who are you talking about? So,
I'm just Meg.
all right. Yes. Yeah. I think. Oh, no, we have slightly different on the other side, but like our left side, Kiera, are basically exactly the same.
What?
The left side of this bracket, our choices are all the same, I think, between you and me.
Oh.
Maybe I have Allie Hazelwood over BK Borson, but very similar. Okay. So for our first bracket, we had favorite trad published authors, and we just had a list of 16. Some of them being our favorites, and some being from the Discord that people listed out. And
thank
then
you
it was
guys
just kind
for
of
your help.
random. Yeah, exactly. It was so hard to come up with authors, dude. So I really appreciate it, everybody. But yeah, so I just paired them up kind of randomly. So for me, this first round, we kind of already knew Sarah was going to win, like outright.
Yeah.
She was always going to be the one making it. It didn't matter who she was up against. And then as far as Emily Henry and Andy Weir, I'm just more into sci-fi than I am just like traditional romance. So I really do like his writing. I love Allie Hazelwood. I'm an Allie Hazelwood stan, so hers was also very easy. And then I've actually never read any Jodi Picoult books, so BK Borson won out because I haven't read the other ones, but she's also very, very good. And it was hard to pick between her and Allie, but Allie did win out, and then obviously Sarah wins all the way. On the other spectrum, like I do really like Fourth Wing. Also, some of these I just haven't read. Like I haven't read any Kristen Hanna. I haven't read any Rebecca Ross. And then I actually haven't.
Yet?
No, I have not. I need to. It's on my TBR. I just haven't.
Same.
And then I also haven't read any Emily McIntyre or Kiera Cass. So I just went based on vibes for this one. I'm going to be 100% real with you.
To be fair, I was able to give you a little bit of info about Emily McIntyre, so
Yeah. And that little bit of info is the only thing I went off of. And so that's why I picked her. So Rebecca Yarros won out because like I hadn't ever read Kristen Hanna. And then I do like Rebecca Yarros more than Frida McFadden. I've only read one Frida McFadden book so far, but I do like her writing. Mm-hmm. And then Suzanne Collins, I was obsessed with Hunger Games, and she just came out with a new book, and so she's on my mind. But SJM wins out overall. So we'll go to Kiera's next.
Oh, we switched it already?
we did.
Yes.
Yes, y'all are. Your left. If you're looking at the left side, it's very similar.
It's very similar.
Except for BK and Allie, and that's what I was watching for.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh no, she has Emily
It
Henry.
was
I had Andy Weir.
Yeah.
Yeah, too.
So yeah, I've never read any Sally Rooney, so obviously I did Sarah J. Maas, and then Emily Henry and Andy Weir was really hard because I do like The Martian and Project Hail Mary both so very much. But I also really like Emily Henry's books, so I went ahead and did her. And then I actually haven't read any Allie Hazelwood, but I read a bunch of Sarah Dessen growing up, but I remember it just being like pretty mid. And I was like, you know, just the vibes, just chose Allie. And then I have read a lot of Jodi Picoult, actually, but I
Nice.
really liked First Time Caller. So,
First Time Caller
Kim
is so
Morrison.
good.
I'm so
I
excited to
loved
read
it.
that.
I hope I get approved for the
Yes.
Arc of Good Spirits, because it
Me
looks really good.
too.
And then, yeah, Sarah overall, between her and BK, sorry. It's just so hard, too, because so many of these people, like, I've read all, what, like, 16 of Sarah's books? And it's like, how do you compare 16 books to, like, one or two from
That's
these other
exactly
people?
what we were saying
Yeah.
earlier.
Yeah.
We said that earlier when you were having all of your sound issues.
Yeah.
But
I've read
yeah,
all
because
of her
like,
books more than once. Like, yeah. So, and then Rebecca
yeah.
Yarros or Kristen Hanna. I went with Kristen Hanna. And then Frida McFadden. I haven't read any of her books yet, but I loved Divine Rivals and Ruthless Vows, and I'm really excited for Ross's new book. So it's just so cute and unique and so different from any of the other like fantasy stuff I've read in the past couple of years. So I think you guys will really like it whenever you do read it.
I'm excited. It's on my shelf.
I also was obsessed with Hunger Games, so Suzanne Collins, and then listen, Caracas, the selection series. I was obsessed with that. I've read that series probably like 6 times between like 5th and like 12th grade. I loved it so much.
I
So
just never read them, so like,
I
Me
love
either.
them.
But people
That's
are
actually
still
the
talking about it.
first. Yeah, the first Throne of Glass book actually reminded me so much of the selection because it was
I've
like
heard that.
Prince Guard, like
yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah, like the same kind of trope.
yeah. And then but I do like Divine Rivals a lot, so I chose her over Kira Cass. So, and then yeah, overall Sarah J. Maas because I've read her books so many times, and yeah.
Nice.
Valid.
All right, Meg, it's your turn.
Yeah, I'm kind of all over the place because I have not read a lot of these. Um, so I'd never heard of Sally Rooney, but I have started to do some research just to see if maybe the books sound good. Um, so Sarah won that. I have not read any Andy Weir, but I do know I like the vibe of Emily Henry books more. Reading sci-fi for me has never been real easy. It's not something I'm against trying again. I've always had to
It just
dedicate like a
doesn't
lot of
really click for
brain
you,
space.
yeah.
Right. It's not
If
like
you get the
fantasy.
chance and you're needing to use up one of those like 17 Audible credits you have sitting, do Project Hail Mary because it's
Project Hail
amazing on
Mary is really good,
audio.
yeah.
Yeah, that's probably what
Yeah.
I'll do. I haven't read any Allie, but I read a lot of Sarah Dessen when I was younger, and like, yeah, it's mid, but like, her writing is more for like your middle grade, like
Yeah.
Yeah,
the
yeah,
early
yeah.
YA.
Like
So
I
like,
read all of them. I
I mean,
wouldn't
I
read
didn't
them
read all
now
of
Yeah.
them,
though.
but like, I collected her books whenever I was younger. Like every time, like me and my mom went to Walmart when I was in like middle school, I was grabbing a Sarah Dessen book or two. Like I
Yeah.
loved her, and that just kind of like I guess loyalty. I guess I don't know.
Yeah, yeah.
And I haven't read BK yet, so I automatically went with Jodi because I have read quite a few of her books, and I still remember a lot of them. Like I know 19 Minutes left like an imprint on my soul.
Yeah. She
Like
writes
that's
on some really controversial topics and they're all really good.
yes.
I
The
did look at
Pregnancy
like her
Pact
books.
was made into a Lifetime movie as well, way back in the day.
I looked into them just to like see if because sometimes you read a book and like you don't remember the author's name, you know what I mean? So I like looked through her titles to be like, oh, did I read any of them? And just like don't remember that it's her that wrote it, right? You know? And then I was like, nope, I've never heard of a single one of these.
Well, her, like Kiera said, she does write on like really controversial topics. Like the Pregnancy Pact is about like a group of teenage girls that make a pact to get pregnant together. And so obviously that touches on teen pregnancy, which is kind of a taboo thing to talk about in books. And
Yeah.
19 Minutes also
And a
like
lot
that's
of like law stuff too.
yeah,
Like
like
unique
Okay.
law like
yeah. It's
cases.
really
I'll
interesting.
definitely check it out. Yeah.
But ultimately, Sarah won out because I am a fantasy girl at heart. Like, it's really hard to not pick Sarah over like everybody. Um,
Yeah.
I haven't read any Kristen and Hannah yet. I do have The Nightingale on my shelf. Historical fiction is a little bit harder for me to get into,
Mm-hmm.
so I'm not against reading it. I will read it. I just don't know when. That's one of the
Yeah.
being a mood reader makes it hard. Um, because I'm never really in the mood for historical fiction, but I'm really excited about The Nightingale because I heard a lot of really good things about it. And I actually haven't read Fourth Wing, so I just kind of went fantasy vibes on it and chose Rebecca.
Nice.
I haven't read Divine Rivals or Ruthless Vows yet, so I went Frida over Rebecca. But I read quite a bit of Frida books a couple of years ago. That is actually how I found out I loved psych thriller books.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we were
She's
talking about it
really,
last
really
time.
good. And I'm so excited to see The Housemaid. I keep seeing like little snippets on like TikTok and Facebook about it, so I'm super excited. And Suzanne Collins, because I didn't know who Kaylee Smith was, but also she's just really, really good. The fact that
Kaylee
like she's
Smith
still.
is Phantasma. She wrote Phantasma.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
See, I haven't.
Mm-hmm.
That's not really my vibe. I've read the blurb and like a snippet, and it's that one's not really my vibe. So I'll let
I
you have
actually
all that
think
fun.
it's more. I think it's more of your vibe than you think it is.
It doesn't. I'm not against it. I'm not ever against trying it. The when I read it,
I
the little like bit that I read, like the little sample
Yeah,
that I read, it did not seem like my vibe. But that could have been where I was that day, you know?
yeah. What I'll say is it like isn't as dark or like. I mean, a little bit. There's a lot of like kind of games and trials vibes in
Yeah.
it. Um, and there are like paranormal kind of like creatures and stuff that you're dealing with, but it's not like a dark romance
Oh
or
no,
anything
I
like
know
that.
that. I don't know. I think the paranormal thing kind of threw me a little bit because I was like, I don't know if I
It's
want to dive into that world yet.
it's not as like prominent. I mean, it's definitely a part of the storyline, but it's not
Mhm.
like I don't want to say weird because like that's not the word that I
It
mean, but you know what
flows
I
just
mean?
really
like
Like
just
well.
give
it's
it a
Yeah.
chance,
It
man.
doesn't seem like it doesn't seem out of place kind of thing. Like it's
yeah,
not.
it's not like
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
it it's not like super out there, and also like I mean they have these things but then they kind of just like touch on them and then they like move on and they're like yep, this is this is what they look like, or like this is what they are,
That's
ta-da.
valid.
And then they
Yeah,
like move on with the storyline. So I do think you would like it more than you think you would.
probably. That's
um
typically how it goes for me. So I always second guess
yeah,
things. So I'm down to try it. But I mean, Suzanne just wins out. I keep seeing that TikTok
yeah,
of I've seen it as a reel on Facebook and Instagram and TikTok now of the person talking about how Suzanne Collins like writes things that are important and she writes things
yes,
when they need to be read. And I just think that that's really
yes.
cool. I'm super excited to like reread everything and like read the two newest ones because I haven't read Hunger
I'm
Games in so
so
long
excited.
that I would feel weird to like just picking up, the Ballads of Songbirds and Snakes and starting there
Yeah.
because it's been so long
Wait
since I
until
read the
June when I
original.
get mine.
Oh
Wait until June
yeah.
when I get my box set, please.
Okay, well, we'll
I
see
We'll
where
read
we're
reread
at
all
with
of
together.
the
them.
tandem read.
I reread all of them right before Songbirds came out, and then I read that one. So I feel like I'm good and I don't need to reread them. It's all pretty fresh in my head.
Lucky.
I
So,
have not read Songbirds yet. I meant to, like it was on my TBR, but life gets busy,
And fan
so
fiction
I want to do a
happens.
reread. Yeah, yeah, really. That's really what it is. Like,
Um, but for Emily McIntyre and Kiera Cass, I have not read the selection series. I probably will just because I want to see what it's about, like, because everybody hypes this up. And, like, I just always love seeing, like, I know it's a little bit, like, more, like, younger YA to, like,
yeah.
late middle grade writing, but, like, I love seeing, like, how fantasy has,
Yeah.
like, kind of
I actually
grown.
reread them as an adult back in like 2021, I think. And yeah, I don't know, it still hit the same for me.
Well,
nice.
that's
Yeah,
good.
that's good though.
Yeah.
That's good.
Like I like when you can reread something that was, even though it was considered like YA, you can go back and reread it and like it still kind of hit that spot,
Yeah.
and you know, like
That's
it's
how you
still
know
just as
writing is
good as
good,
you
though.
remember it.
Yeah, that's how you know the
Yeah.
story's good, though. And I went with vibes on Emily McIntyre because I, Emily, I promise if you hear this, I will eventually read your books. I do love you and I have so much respect for you. But no, like I picked her because I do have so much respect for her because, like we talked about her, I don't know if it was on the pod episode or if it was like not recording at the time, but like she's just such like an amazing author and like
Yeah.
she's a lot like Allie and Emily and all those other romance authors. Like they, how they're very involved with their fans and stuff like that. Like she's very, very involved and is constantly like on the Facebook, like just saying hi and like answering questions and making sure that like everybody knows that like, hey, I've got this update for the Kindle version coming out. If it does not update, please contact Amazon. I can do nothing about it. Like she's making sure that like
Yeah.
they know who to contact, and I think that's really cool. And also, she's a stage 4 breast cancer thriver, so like I
Yeah.
gotta support that. And like she's super open and honest about that, and I love it. And she just is
Yeah.
also like all around a chill person, it seems like, and I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was really, really hard to choose between her and Sarah because I do love like Sarah's posts and like stuff and like her engagement as well. But fantasy, like romantic girly, and like again, Emily does have
Yeah.
a little bit of fantasy-ish in there because hers are like fairy tale retellings. And I forgot to tell you guys because we were talking about her new series that's coming out. It is like the classic like tragic love stories retellings that she's doing for
Ooh.
her new
Oh,
series.
okay.
So I'm very, very
Ooh.
curious. I'm very, very excited. The first one is available for pre-order. I think there's a title out, but I cannot remember off the top of my head.
Nice.
But yeah, so I'm super excited to start her books. I have all of the Never After series. I bought them all at Christmas, and they're just sitting pretty on my shelf waiting on me to read them. But I want to be able to
Part of
like
the
dedicate
ever-growing
time. Yeah,
TBR.
the ever-growing TBR. Like I
Yeah.
just completely switched up. I haven't posted the video yet, but I completely switched up like my April hopefuls because I was like, ugh,
Oh, nice.
okay, that's great.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Sarah wins all around just because we were talking about longevity and stuff like that. And like I
Yeah.
think that Emily is McIntyre's working her way there because she has her Beneath the series and then she has the Never After series and then she's gonna have I think it's Rosebrook or Rosewood Falls series. And the other series,
Yeah.
like they're all standalones too, so it's like if you don't like the vibe of one, like you don't have to keep buying them.
You don't have to read the rest. Yeah.
Right. Like it's not one of those like you're gonna miss something. You can pick up wherever. They
Yeah.
mention other characters, so I think in a way it's kind of like the author of the
It's
Charlie.
like the hockey romances.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where you have like the characters like mentioned, but they're not like main story kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So
All
yeah, Sarah wins
right.
out. That was a very, very hard one for me though, just knowing Emily's history and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, Meg, you get to start us off with favorite fanfic authors too.
I just want to ask you guys, did mine surprise you? Did it surprise you
I
whenever you saw
mean,
it?
kind of, but no, because I know you.
Yeah.
Okay, so first up, we had Terracotta and Lace against Lady Ursa, and this was really really hard for me, but I went with Terra because I have read more of her fics than Lady Ursa's, and just ultimately like Lady Ursa, like I have to be in kind of a not really a specific mood to read those fics, but like I don't know, they just don't always hit for me the way
Yeah.
I want them to. And like I can always go back to, the Untimely Confessions of a Seeker in Love and it'll hit something that I'm
Yes.
needing hit. Like if I just need like a quick hit, I'll go to that one. So Tara won out on that one. Between Hey Jude and Emerald Slytherin, I went with Hey Jude because I've read more of their works. And I actually, not really recently, but like it was around, it wasn't long after we did the server fest fic fest, they were a part of a fest and I found their work and I read
Yeah.
it. It was like a cute little one shot and like it was adorable and I loved it. So I think I read like 4 or 5 of their works. Loves Bitka. over Sin was really, really hard.
Really hard,
It was
yeah.
really, really hard, but like the dark stuff for me like is really, really difficult. It's beautiful,
Mm-hmm.
it's gorgeous, the story was amazing, but I like the lighter stuff. I'm always gonna go for like lighter over darker stuff. And
Mm-hmm.
Love's Big 8 has that. And I went with Olivia Blake over his historical. I can't read; it's too small on my screen.
Yeah, it's like
It's
hysterical.
hysterical.
Yeah,
Yeah.
hysterical. I
Yeah.
went with Olivia Blake over them because I've read her fanfics more.
Mm-hmm.
I think I've only read like one of
Yeah.
hysterical, so yeah. And it was really hard to pick Love's Big 8 over Olivia Blake.
Mm-hmm.
Like their writing, like how they write is different, but like they both write kind of light, I
Yeah.
guess. Um, but I did go with Love's Bitka, and I went with Tara over Love's Bitka because again, Tara's easy to go back to. Um,
Yeah.
and West by Northwest, and Might Be Riding. I went with Westy. I don't know. God of War just sits and lives rent free in my head like forever, forever and ever.
Yes, yeah.
That's why she made it all the way up to Greyana. But I went with In a Daze because again I've read multiple times and
Mm-hmm.
just over and over again, or I'll go back to like certain parts that I know I liked and just like read those whenever I'm in a specific mood. And I went with What Murdaugh for that as well because I will go back to BSP and just read if I need a little bit of desperation. And of course, Grayana, she had to go all the way up. Sorry, Westy. It was a very, very hard choice. But the writing, man,
Oh, so beautiful.
so beautiful. But also why I went with Tara over Grayana because lighter and it's just
Mm-hmm.
easier. Grayana, I have to really sit with for a minute and and
Yeah.
actually feel the feelings. And Tara, I have to do that with too. It's just not as consistent.
Heavy.
Yeah, well, I mean, heavy in
Yeah,
different
like,
ways, but like Grayana, it's just like every chapter there's something like that.
yeah.
But Tara gives you a
Yeah.
reprieve a little bit, so yeah. So Tara is my overall favorite fanfic author. That was
Nice.
hard.
All right, Kira, it's your turn. I like your
Okay,
little
this
note.
one.
I can't even read
Yeah.
her little note, but we'll get there.
I'm like, can I make it bigger on mine? Oh, I can. Okay.
Yeah. On your screen you can, yeah.
Okay, yeah. Okay. All right. I didn't know what the heck Lady Ursa has written, but I've read a lot of Tara's stuff. I was like, I didn't take the
And
time to
you
look it
didn't,
up.
I was gonna say, you didn't even take the time to look it up. Oh, gracious child.
But I've read Tara's stuff. Not, I haven't read a lot of her like longer stuff, but I've read a lot of her shorter stuff. So Tara,
Mm-hmm.
and then Hey Jude and Emerald Slytherin. I went with Hey Jude. I'm so bad at remembering all the different author names too. It's like actors and celebrities and stuff. I just my brain
Yeah,
doesn't retain
yeah.
them. I'm like, what did they write? Love Spitica and Senlin Yu. That one was really tough. But yeah, went with Love Spitica. And then Hysterical and how do you say it? Olivia Blake? Is that how you
Olivia.
say it? Okay.
Olivia.
Anyways, I haven't read any of her. Actually, I started is How to Win Friends and Influence People one of hers.
I believe so. Hold on, I'm looking on my list right now.
Yes.
I started that one but didn't finish it. I just got distracted. But Detra is like in my top five, so I had to go with Hysterical.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, you were right. I did How to Win
Let's
Friends and
see.
Influence People.
And then Hey Jude and Loves Bitica. Yeah, I don't know. I was really mad at all this. It was really hard to choose. So, it was really just vibes at that point. On the other side, I went with Westy on that one. Let's see. Slither After Dark in a Daze. I couldn't also. I don't know. This is terrible. I couldn't remember what Slither After Dark wrote either. Like, I know I've read something by them. I've
Yeah.
definitely seen it on my Kindle.
Yeah.
What did they
It's
write?
hard. Meg, this was one that you suggested. I know it. I just don't know the names. Hold on.
Hold on, I'm looking it up because I don't know either off the top of my head.
No,
Oh,
we're so
Damaged
bad.
Goods.
Oh, okay.
Yes, 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 yes,
Yes, yes,
yes.
yes. Okay, I remember going and looking that up. Okay, yeah.
And Lady Ursa
Ugh.
wrote Trials and Tribulations.
Okay, yeah.
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Pathetically Thirsty. But I
Yeah.
haven't read Pathetically Thirsty yet.
I have not read that one either.
Pitting MKMG and What Murder against each other made me really mad. Like, it's like Bloody Slutty and Pathetic won
Sorry.
that other one because I love it, and then you put Goblet of Shadows against that. So yeah,
Yep.
MKMG. Just I love Goblet of Shadows, and it's gonna take forever to finish, but that's okay. You know what? As long as it finishes in my lifetime, I'll be good.
Yeah.
Because it's so
Yeah.
good. It's the most unhinged story I've ever read. And then between CD Lynn and Griana, ugh, that was also so hard. But I love Perfectly in Pieces, so what was CD
Yeah.
Lynn? And then Goblet of Shadow versus Perfectly in Pieces. Ugh. So it was CD Lynn for Perfectly in Pieces, and then in a day, ended up between Love's Bitica and CD Lynn, and yeah, as you can see, I
I
was
don't know
pretty
that.
upset. I said, "What the hell? No, you can't make me. My father will hear about this." So I refused to pick between those two.
Nice. I did specifically make that lower bracket just to vex you because
Ah,
I I knew that it was going to be a lot of
cruel.
tough choices for you. And like no matter what you picked out of those like first four options, then your next two would also be hard. So I did do that intentionally for you. Okay. So for mine, again, I had to look up kind of like what Lady Ursa wrote. And not that I like don't like hers or anything like that. I mean, it's not what this is about at all. I just really love Untimely Confessions of a Seeker in Love, and Tara Has My Heart with that fic. So I picked Tara over that
I'm ready for
one.
y'all to
I
start
did
reading
pick.
R&R, dude.
I know, I need to. I did pick Emerald Slytherin over Hey Jude just because Secrets and Masks is like so heart-wrenching and like it's a fic that just sticks with you, and so I had to pick her. And then I had to go with my girl Sen. She's just written so many. Like everyone talks about Manacled, right? But she's written so many good ones that it's just like anytime I want kind of like she kind of has any vibe that you want too.
Yeah.
So I do love Sin. And then I went with Olivia Blake, mainly because I have not read Detrique. So I don't know the hype around hysterical. So Olivia
I'm
Blake because
starting
I've read hers. Yeah. And then I picked Sen over Olivia, and then Emerald Slytherin over Tara just because I haven't read the rest of Tara's fics. I know she has quite a few whips that people love. I just haven't gotten around to reading them. And so because I've read more of Emerald Slytherin, I just picked her, and then Sin between Emerald and her. On the other side of this, I know people love Westy and they love God of War, and I just haven't read it yet. I haven't read any of Westy's work. So I picked Might Be Writing over Westy just because I haven't read any of her work. And I do like Might Be Writing. And then I did pick In a Daze over Slytherin After Dark. I picked What Murda because I have not read Goblet of Shadows. So, and Bloody Slutty Pathetic is amazing. And then I think it surprises nobody that I picked Greyana down here. But I also have not read Perfectly in Pieces. So she won by default here. And then she won over Bloody Slutty Pathetic. And, you know, she won over In a Daze. And then Sen ended up winning it all for me.
That
just because I feel like
me.
I know. I knew it was going to because I do love Greyana's work. I love everything that she's put out, but I also feel that way about Sen. And Sen just has more like works put out that I've read and consumed, and Greyana's still, you know, like chugging out and like putting out more work. So I think like it was very, very close. I had to like really sit and think about it. But there's potential for Greyana to like come in and swoop the crown. Like, but yeah,
I
like
love that we all
hers-
ended up with someone completely different.
I know.
I love the way that like
Okay,
we
you don't
went
get to
through
talk.
this.
You didn't pick one.
Yeah, true.
Oh.
She didn't. She copped out. But I do. I mean, even her top two were different than
Yeah.
both of our top twos. So it is really nice. I mean, and it's 100% just like stylistic choices and like who specifically you've read more of and kind of stuff like that. Like,
And like,
because
if
they're
it's
all
people you've read,
amazing.
like the vibes,
Yeah.
like, with you. You know what I mean?
Yeah. 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 Up next, we have our favorite male book characters. This was some of the hardest fucking choices, I just want to say.
Yeah.
So, like, really quickly, I have no idea who Roman Kid is, so Finnick won
Divine Rivals.
there.
Ah.
Yeah, I kind of figured. Between Dorian and Carden, I also don't know who Carden is, so Dorian wins out there. Rhysand and Arden, Rhysand wins mainly because I haven't read Our Infinite Fates yet. This one was really fucking hard, and I'm mad at myself for pairing them against each other. But I did go with Sirius because he's got a special place in my heart. And then I went Finnick over Dorian just because, like, I don't know that much about Dorian yet. Like, there's still more of his story to, like, uncover, and I just know more about Finnick, yeah, so...
Yes.
But I do feel like this will potentially change after we finish the series, right?
Maybe before we finish this
Between...
series.
Yep, also true. Between Rhysand and Sirius, I had to go with Sirius, and then obviously Sirius over Finnick, although that was kind of hard.
Finnick was bae, dude. I remember
Over
Finnick being like one of
Aiden
the earliest
and-
book boyfriends I had.
Dude, yes. And he did not get nearly enough, like,
No.
screen time, you know, like pages in the book series. He needed way more. I need a book about Finnick's games, okay? You hear me, Suzanne? Like, I need a whole one.
I think
about
a
Finnick's
lot of
games,
people
okay?
are calling for that now. A lot of people are calling for that one now.
A lot of people are, yeah. So between Aiden Valentine and Edward Cullen, I had to go with Eddie Boy. He got me through my middle school years, okay? Az and Lupin were really hard to pick between, but I did go with Az. He's just like the broody, quiet type, and I like that. Cassian and Hunt, I don't know who Hunt is, so I picked Cassian. And then kind of same thing here with Kale and Peta. I just think like we don't know enough about Kale's character. So I picked Peta over him, and then Peta over Cassian. Just because I'm not big on the like goofy kind of character. I mean, they're okay, but Peta supremacy. And then Az over Edward, and Az over Peta, and Sirius over Az. So Kiera.
Interesting.
I'll never get over Suzanne Collins making him work in a bakery and naming him Peta. I just I can't get over that.
I kind of love it. It's hilarious, actually.
Okay, so
I love the notes.
Roman Kit and Finnick. I love Roman. Divine Rivals is where he's from. Love him. Dorian or Cardan. Cardan is from the Cruel Prince series.
Oh, that's on my list too.
Yeah, it was
Okay.
good. It's one of the ones that got me back into reading after high school.
Nice.
So it was kind of tough, honestly, but I went Dorian. Rhysand or Arden. I went Rhysand. I didn't know what Arden was from.
Our Infinite Fates.
Yeah, yeah. Zayden or Sirius. I went with Sirius. I'm just not that into Zayden, honestly. I got some.
Yeah.
I got some unpopular Fourth Wing opinions.
He's like, I don't know.
wanted to read it and learn them, the reasoning.
I'm hesitant. Like, I'm on the fence about him because I'm like, I don't know. It can go like really wrong. I also like have not read Onyx Storm yet, so I don't know if that gives like any more context. But in the first two, at least, it's kind of like he's getting the side eye for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll save my opinions for later. So choosing between Roman and Dorian was really hard too. So but I went Dorian and Rhysand versus Sirius. I went Rhysand. And then overall it was Dorian. And then over here, Aiden or Edward had to go with Eddie Boy, as Summer said. Azriel or Lupin had to go with Azriel. The blue shadow daddy or sad little boy. Just want to give him a hug.
I can fix him. I swear.
Yeah. I need his sad little backstory. I can't wait. Cassian or Hunt. I'm not into like the big, strong, goofy, whatever. Like I don't know. Huge muscles, like
Well, he also comes across as like halfway arrogant too. And like I know it's not serious, but like that's
yeah.
he's always
He just gives
like
me
that.
like I don't know. I just think of like
Fairy
big,
likes her
dumb
men
football
like
player.
scrawny. Yeah, like she likes
Yeah.
her men scrawny.
Timothy Chalamet. Listen, I
Yeah.
want to be able to get. Never mind. There's people who listen to this. Oh. I forgot people will hear this one day. Okay.
Just send it to the
Kale
group chat
or
later.
Peta? Peta. Yeah, I don't know. I was always Team Peta. First of all,
I'm surprised by that because you like Kale.
I do like Kale. Yeah. But I'm also not just like in love with him. I like him.
Valid.
Okay,
It's valid.
fair.
Edward Azriel, that was tough. I just feel like Edward's like in my past,
Yeah,
So-
yeah.
So I went with Azriel. We're on to new
As
things.
is the future. Like-
I'm gonna keep my comments to myself.
No, go ahead.
I'll put it in the chat. You keep talking. I'll put it in the chat because I don't know if you want me to say
Okay.
it out loud.
Okay. Where was I at? Hunt, Peta. Also not super into Hunt. But that's a whole other
Okay.
thing, So, Peta. So, in the end, Azriel, Dorian, it was tough, but I just love Dorian.
Yeah. Fair.
Love him.
Fair.
Also, I'm just gonna
All right.
on some ice, so.
Okay.
my
It's Meg's
anemia.
turn.
And check the chat while you're there, while you're doing that. Scrolling up, I can't see. Okay.
I know.
Um,
It's like so slow right now.
so obviously I haven't read
Okay.
Divine Rivals, so I could not pick Roman over Finnick. But also Finnick is just Finnick, and
Mm-hmm.
I love him still. Dorian over Carden. I obviously Dorian because I don't know Carden, so here we are. Um, it was really, really hard to choose Rhysand over Arden. I'm gonna have to read Our Infinite Fates again, like now that I've read it once,
Mm-hmm.
and just kind of see if that rings true. Maybe it's because like Our Infinite Fates was just like a standalone, and Rhysand I got through, multiple books, so I got to see that character development, which I did. You do see character development
Yeah.
with Arden in Our Infinite Fates, but it's like one book versus the four that I've read so far. So like, yeah.
Yeah.
Um, I went with Sirius over Xaden because I don't know anything about Xaden. Um,
Fair enough.
but let me tell you, between Finnick and Dorian, I thought I was gonna have an aneurysm. I thought I was gonna have an aneurysm this whole time. Really, that hits over on the other side. So like, not really aneurysm, but it's just like I had to get up and walk away. But I went with Dorian,
Yeah.
um, because like vibe wise, I think I would get along with Dorian better than Finnick. Um, I mean, Dorian likes to read, and so do I. So like, I feel like we could just sit in silence and read and be fine. Uh,
Sure.
Sirius,
Read, Meg. Like,
Sirius over Rhysand was very hard. Um, but I went with Rhysand. Um, Not a big age gap girl. I mean, even though
oh, I've
technically
read.
Rhysand is older than Sirius because he's like 500 years old, but like he doesn't look it. So like,
Yeah.
whereas Sirius is noticeably older. So
Yeah.
yeah,
I've
that's where
read
I'm at with
so
that.
many Marauder fics though. Like, I don't even think of Sirius as like older Sirius. I think of him as like
Like
prime
accomplishing. Yeah.
Marauders era. Yeah.
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 Like, yeah.
I'm hitting that point now. So like I was thinking like Dead of Time, but then I was like, oh, but wait, when they go back, he's older. But then at this like
Yeah.
like but then this part like he's not, but like this part he is. Okay, it was too confusing. It just didn't
Yeah.
vibe well with me. So I went with Rhysand over him. Now the other side, I don't know Aiden, so I went with Eddie Boy, as you two previously said. Um, Azriel and Remus, I literally sat and stared at my computer for a solid 15 minutes after I got in the Discord chat and was like, what in the hell?
You were so mad at me.
I was so mad. Like I couldn't even do that one. I had to go down to the other ones and do them. So I'm gonna do what I did then. I did pick Cassian over Hunt because I don't remember a lot about Hunt. It's been a while since I read Crescent City, and those books are really big. There's a lot in them, so it's
Hmm.
very hard for me to remember anything about Hunt. I do like Hunt, um, but over Hunt, from what I remember, I picked Cassian. And then between Kale and Peta, I was not a team Peta girl. But when I think about PETA, I do think about the movies more than I do the books, to be fair, and I'm just not a Josh Hutcherson
Were
girl.
you a team? Were you a team Gale girl?
Let me finish. Let me finish. I don't remember making this decision. I don't remember the books. It's been a very long time since I've read them. So I'm not picking based off of the book, to be fair. Like I'm picking
I
off what I
remember
remember from the
being
movies.
so stressed reading those
Um,
books as a child and being
I
like,
do
she
remember
better
that.
end up a Peta in the end. And like
I
my
do
friend and
think
I
there
getting into
was.
like we were so mad at each other because she was like in tears that it wasn't Gale and I was so happy that it was
I
Peta. We
was
were like 12.
never, yeah, I was never a Gale girly, especially.
I don't think I was necessarily a Gale girl, but like I mean I was when the movies came out because it was Liam Hemsworth and like
You
Mm.
just couldn't
I
get the
mean
Josh Hutcherson out of your
yeah, I couldn't get
yeah.
Josh Hutcherson out of my
Also,
head. It's like Gary
the
Oldman will forever be
movies,
Sirius Black to me. Like I don't care who they
yeah,
put in the HBO series. Like Jason Isaacs will forever be the bad guy from The Patriot for me, and
hmm
Lucius Malfoy, like forever.
Yeah.
they don't like. They cut a lot of Gale's like shitty traits in the movies. I feel like in the books it's a lot more like emphasized,
Yeah.
and he's just very unlikable in the books. In the movies, because he's like a cute actor and they like cut some of that, it's a little bit
Yeah.
better. But
Yeah.
like, I don't know,
Like I
he
said, I need to
commits
go back and
literal war
reread them. I don't
crimes,
remember.
so
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it's been a minute. It's been a minute since I read them, and I was also very naive when I was reading these books, so like certain things like that just didn't hit in my head
Weren't
like they
yeah.
should.
Weren't
I
picking
wasn't
up on
Yeah,
there.
that stuff,
yeah,
yeah.
But I did go kale over
yeah.
pita because I love kale, especially
Fair.
right now.
Right now, considering what we just read.
I love him. So of course I pick him over Cassian, but Kale over Az was really, really hard. And it's that I can fix him, I swear.
Yeah. I can fix him, I swear.
I
I
don't know
can.
why, but that wins out, and that's why it won out over Dorian. Because I
Nice.
feel like Dorian is one of those, like with where we're at, like right now, how I feel about Dorian, like he just kind of gives up. Not really gives up, but it's just like he does what he thinks is right,
Yes, yeah.
and it's not
I know what
really
you mean.
right in a way. I mean, like I
Yeah.
know for the story it's gonna be right. I have that feeling. Like I feel like they're doing the right thing, but it's
Mm-hmm.
just like still like he thinks it's like he doesn't know. Like he's not having conversations about them, about these decisions.
Yeah.
And Asriel just I can fix him, I swear.
Yes, I agree. Okay. Next up, we have favorite female book characters.
This was so hard. This was so hard. I did go Hermione over Amryn, mainly because Amryn just scares me. I love her, but she scares me.
She is scary.
Like I don't want to piss her off. Like I will go give her like all of the things from whichever court and whichever dude I forgot off the top of my head just to make her love me. Like scary. Um, I
Yes.
went with Violet over Nesta because like I don't know Violet and I don't know Nesta, but like what I do know of Nesta, I don't like right now. Like I know that my mind will change with Silver Flames, but I have
It's
not read
valid.
Silver Flames. So
Yeah.
I did not feel right putting Nesta above Violet yet. So, I went with
Fair.
I went with Arya over Tonks. Just because I do know Arya turns into quite the little badass, and she's one that like violently rivals Tonks in that.
Mm-hmm.
Tonks is a little badass too. And I did go Feyre over Laura Jean, even though I do love Laura Jean. And I did go Hermione over Violet because I don't know Violet, but I do know Hermione. She my girl. I went Feyre over
Mm-hmm.
Arya because I don't know enough about Arya to have her go further. And just, I don't know. I like Feyre. I think she just is trying to live in all the trauma and learn how to not be trauma after being trauma for so
Yeah.
long. It was hard to pick Sansa over Luna, but that girl's got some balls too. All of the Stark family
Mm.
does. Um, but yeah, I went Danica over Rhiannon just because I don't know Rhiannon. So,
Mm-hmm.
but also I really
She's
like,
also from Fourth Wing.
ah,
Yeah.
but I really do like Danica. Like whenever I think of Crescent City, like I don't immediately think of Bryce, I think of Danica. So, if that says
Mm-hmm.
anything. I went with Moore over Katniss because I just want to have a glass of wine with her. That would be fun. And I did
Nice.
go Selena over America because I don't know America.
Mm-hmm.
And I went with Selena over Moore because Moore's shady. Love
Mm-hmm.
her, but she's kind of shady. Um, and I went with Selena over Danica because I just love Selena more. And this was hard. I had to walk away from the computer again for about 15 minutes and really think about my choices. But I did go with Hermione over Selena just because as a character, Selena, like her, where she's at, like with her personality and her self-assuredness, that's what I want to be,
Mm-hmm.
but it is what I am not. I identify more with Hermione, with like the quiet intelligence, never really
Yeah.
belonging type thing, which I know Selena's in that never really belonged type thing now, but that's under just different
Yeah.
circumstances. Like Hermione never really belonged fully in the Muggle world or the Wizarding world, so it's kind of like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I am her. Literally, my Mac
We'll
profile
skip
picture.
over. We'll skip over Kiera because we saw her do her picks live. So come over to me. This one was kind of hard. There was a lot of like really good ones that were paired up against each other. So I went with Hermione over Amryn, kind of for the same reason, in that Amryn scares me. I love her, but she scares me. And I don't know, like Hermione is so like familiar and like has
Comfy.
such a fond place, right? Yeah, like
She's like a
because
warm
I
blanket.
mean we read so much fanfic about her and everything too. So
Yeah.
um and then I picked Nesta over Violet because I am a Nesta stan. I love her. Um and Violet's just like okay. I did pick Arya over Tonks because I loved Arya's character arc in Game of Thrones. Like, I have only watched the series. I haven't read the books, but the series did a great job with her character, and I love it. And I love like how strong she is from the beginning, and just how you see her grow even more within that. Um, and then Feyre or Lara Jean, I picked Feyre. And then between Arya and Feyre, I picked Arya. And I did pick Hermione over Nesta, although that was a really hard choice because I was like, I do love Nesta so much. And then I picked Arya over Hermione. Over on this side, I did also pick Sansa over Luna, just because I think Sansa really like, she starts out kind of annoying and like, like uppity, right? But then she really grows throughout the whole series, and like she's completely different.
Yeah.
And like everything that she went through, like amazing character arc there as well. I feel like Luna just doesn't get enough love in the series. Like you don't get that
doesn't.
much backstory on her. So I picked Sansa over her because of that. I have not read Crescent City, so I have no clue about Danica. So I picked Rihanna because I know her. I picked Katniss over Moore because I also feel like Moore is shady and that there's something else going on there. And I don't know, Katniss is like kind of the OG badass for us, right? Like, you know, and I do just kind of love her. And then also picked Selena over America because I don't know America either. And then Selena over Katniss, Rihanna over Sansa, which was kind of hard, but I do really like Rihanna. Even though she's like a supporting character, I like her characterization and like her traits and stuff like that. And then obviously picked Selena over Rihanna, and then Selena won it all for me. Which this was really hard between Selena and Arya, but I
They're very
think
similar.
there's a lot of potential still with Selena. I mean, we have like
Yeah.
6 more books and half of this one to still go through, so
Yeah.
I feel like she'll have like a really good character arc, and it will rival Arya's, but I feel like it'll come out on top.
Yeah. They definitely are very
least that's-
similar though, like now that I'm thinking about it.
Yeah,
With like their
they
stubbornness and their
are, which
attitude,
is
like I can
so
handle it, like I
hard.
can do it, like I don't care what you say, I can do this.
Yeah. And then favorite fanfic, Dracos. This was the hardest one, honestly. I like sat and worked on this for so long. But I love Measure of a Man, so Measure of a Man Draco over Secrets and Masks. And then again, I haven't read God of War, so Bring Him to His Knees. I went with Auction over Mother Unknown. Not that I don't like the kind of like fluffy dad Dracos. It's just not like, it's not what I want all the time. It's a very
Yeah.
specific mood. And then Disappearances of Draco Malfoy. I haven't read Detraque, so it won this one outright. And then I do really like it, so it won over Auction. and bring him to his knees, one over Measure of a Man, because I do really like needy Draco.
Yeah.
And then bring him to his knees, one over the disappearances. This one was kind of hard because they are so opposite, and I do love Season Pass to this ass. It's like a fun little quick fic. But I did pick Manacled. I picked Remain Nameless over Love and Other Historical Accidents. Bloody, Slutty, Pathetic Draco lives in my brain rant free. Again, just needy Draco. I love him. And then I picked Batmobile because I haven't read Perfectly in Pieces, so I don't know like the characterization of Draco in that. And then I do also love Batmobile Draco. But Bloody, Slutty, Pathetic won over that, and Manacled won over Remain Nameless, and Bloody, Slutty, Pathetic won over Manacled. And then it was hard. It was hard to pick between Bloody, Slutty, Pathetic and Bring Him to His Knees, but I picked Bring Him to His Knees. So
Why? Because they both have that needy Draco.
I know, but I think it's because I read Bring Him to His Knees first, so that one is like the one that when I think of needy Draco and I think of like that kind of like desperate characterization of him, that's the fic that I think of. Even though Bloody, Slutty, Pathetic is good and I really like it, I think it's just one of those like I read it first and it has like this like special place in my heart kind of thing.
Yeah, I also feel like Bloody, Slutty, Pathetic is a little bit more than Bring Him to His Knees. Like, I know people like the Desperate Draco, and then they hop on like saying I could not finish Bloody, Slutty, Pathetic. Like it's a specific type of needy Desperate Draco.
It is. It's very specific. Also, it's like shorter than Bring Him to His Knees. So like it's a lot kind of crammed in, a handful of chapters, and then I think that can be a lot for people too.
Yeah, it's practical. Like, I don't know. I feel like Bloody, Slutty, Pathetic Draco is like basically like submissive Draco,
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Very, like.
Yes. So you have to really like
Good
submissive
boy.
men, which says a lot about Fairy and her fic.
Okay. So I did pick Measure of a Man over Secrets and Masks, because again, Secrets and Masks is amazing, but it is very heavy. And that's a specific type of mood. Like I have to really want to hurt to like read that, which I mean, like I will always read anything once or start reading it once.
Yeah.
And I did read Secrets and Masks in like 2 weeks. Not even. I think it was like a week and a half because that was the group read that I came in on in the server.
Yes. Yeah.
And like I had my Kindle or not my Kindle, my phone in the shower. We have like a little squeegee thing because we have a glass shower door, so we have a little squeegee holder. And like I had it propped up on the squeegee holder and like it zoomed in so I could read while I was showering and I would like change it. While I was reading. But yeah, I did. I flew through that fic and it hit me and hurt me in all the best ways. But Measure of a Man also hit me and hurt me in all the best ways because there's something about Daddy Draco, like
Just doing his best.
like, oh my God. Like I cried so hard. Like there was so much just like, but I want to hug him moments.
Yeah.
And I did go with Bring Him to His Knees Draco over God of War Draco. They are kind of polar opposite, but also God of War has some stuff in it that like it's not heavy, but it's just kind of like specific mood type stuff. And yeah, I do love God of War though. It lives in my head rent free. So does Bring Him to His Knees though. So it was really, really hard. I went with Mother Unknown over Auction Draco because again, heavy. I like the light, fluffy stuff. But also Daddy Draco. And Mother Unknown was such a cute fic. I'm so glad whoever in the group in the server recommended it because I hadn't heard of it until somebody recommended it and I saw it and I was like, I'm gonna read this. It sounds cute. And here we are.
It was a very cute fic.
Yeah, I need to go back and reread it. I've been wanting to do that. I picked Disappearances of Draco Malfoy over Detra because I haven't read Detra. But I
Mm-hmm.
will say it is very like Hermione focused, so I can see why it was picked over, or like
Yeah.
Disappearances has been picked over it. Um, and then between Measure of a Man and Bring Him to His Knees, I did go with Bring Him to His Knees. I don't know, there's just something about that Draco. Like soft, but still
Mm-hmm.
like commanding, and then like needy, but not like I don't
Yes,
know.
yeah.
I don't know. There's just something about it. I went
Needy
with
but not like clingy, right? Like
yeah,
it's
yeah.
not too much. It's just enough. It's like such a fine line of
Such a
like
fine line. Um,
yeah.
so yeah, bring him to his knees one out over Disappearances as well. Even though I do like Disappearances, Draco very, very well. But I'm also like a big like I like post Hogwarts fix too, like post war.
Mhm.
And Disappearances is like Hogwarts era AU. So like
Mhm.
it's good, but it's just like sometimes like in those like I still kind of picture them as the actors. So like the age
Yeah.
thing for me kind of. So
Yeah.
when they're like adults, I can picture some of the other like fan casts that people have.
Mhm.
So again, I went with season pass to this ass over Manacled because light, fluffy, and Manacled, it still lives in my head rent free. And like I don't even have to read it to think about it, like to know what happens
Yeah.
in it. I went with this one was hard. Remain Nameless over Love and Other Historical Accidents. That was a really, really hard one because I love, love, love the time travel fix. But Remain Nameless was such a beautiful story.
So good. Yeah.
Such a beautiful
Yes.
story. Like I want to, like I get emotional thinking about it just with how the character development went, especially
Mhm.
with the coffee shop thing. Like it just, how it just became routine. Things just happened. I went with From Wiltshire with Love over BSP Draco, just because even though it is technically war era fic,
Mhm.
I'm a big character development girly, and Draco in BSP is just kind of the same. He doesn't really
Mhm.
change. And from Wiltshire with Love, like you get to really see Draco grow and unfold, and it's really, really
Yeah.
beautiful. Kind of like Remain Nameless, but like earlier in a way.
Mhm.
I went with Batmobile Draco over Pip because really when I think of Pip, I think of Theo.
It's true.
Mm.
Theo holds my heart in Pip.
There's a line in it that says Theo is the real hero of the story, and I feel like that just defines Pip overall.
It really
Yeah.
like it's so funny how that's such a Theo-centric story,
Yeah.
but it's not actually a Theo-centric story. But
Yeah.
yeah, I just think of
Yeah.
Theo when I think of Pip. Not that Draco's not great, but like Theo was more memorable to me.
Mhm.
And then I did choose From Wiltshire with Love over Batmobile because again, like there's a lot of like there's character growth in
Mhm.
both, but the growth in From Wiltshire with Love versus Batmobile from Wiltshire
Yeah.
was way bigger. But Remain Nameless won overall just because
Mhm.
it's that character growth for me and it's like after Hogwarts, after war era. So like
Yeah.
while the growth in From Wiltshire with Love is obviously like a big thing and it's like a huge changing turning point for the order and all that, I think it means a lot more after the fact
Yeah. Yep.
and
I
not
get
when
what you
there's
mean.
because whenever you're in the middle of the war and like you're making all these changes, like it's like a life or death situation. So there's still too much at stake for me to really think that
Mhm.
it's real and believe it, which I mean, I do believe it, obviously, because Hermione in game for all of these, but it's just like I still have that
Yeah.
what if thing during the war, but like when it's post Hogwarts,
Yeah.
post war, they're adults, like it's one of those that's like, okay, so like he's really wanting to do this kind of thing.
Mhm.
And the I am okay with this just lives rent free in my head. That has also kind of become my mantra lately.
Yeah.
So yeah, Remain Nameless wins overall.
Nice.
Very
That
hard.
was this was actually really fun. Even though it was like hard on some of these, it was pretty fun to do. And I
Yeah.
like that we all got different answers and like for different reasons and stuff like that.
So yeah, hopefully next time will be a little bit more put together, but probably not. Don't count on it. We'll try, but no promises. Because again, I'm a mom of four, primary parent because my husband works. Um, I'm in school, and just yeah.
Life's busy, guys. That's
Yeah.
And we're also trying to coordinate this in three different places across two time zones. So
Yeah.
yep.
This is true.
obviously it's 3:28 here, so it's 2:30 for you.
Yep.
Almost.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and also I live in Arkansas, and there was lots of bad storms, so I'm just
Yeah.
super
Yep.
not
We
here
did our
today.
best, and that's all you can do.
Why am I just now getting a flood warning? What? Why am I getting a flood warning at 3:30 in the morning? Is it still raining? What? River flood warning until Wednesday at 5:48. If that tells you anything about how much it's rained in the past 24 hours
Ooh.
alone.
Yeah.
Till Wednesday. Okay. On that note, thanks for tuning in. Again, chaotic, just vibes. That's how we operate. It is what it is. We can't help it. Um, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you want to play along, we will post blank copies of the brackets on the socials. Um, and feel free to just do it. And whenever you do, just let us know who your top overall was and what the hardest picks were.
Yeah.
So we hope you guys have fun and enjoy our craziness.
Bye.
Bye.